Parties on the dice will roll in this world where we are control. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near, spell or sword, we've got no fear. Parties on the dice will roll in this world where we all control. Grab your gear, the quest inside, indies leading through the night. Fighting monsters, loot inside, roll the dice, it's game time tonight. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near, spell or sword, we've got no fear. Parties on the dice will roll in this world where we are control. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near, spell or sword, we've got no fear. Parties on the dice will roll in this world where we all control. Grab your gear, the quest inside, indies leading through the night. Fighting monsters, loot inside, roll the dice, it's game time tonight. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near, spell or sword, we've got no fear. Parties on the dice will roll in this world where we all control. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go in there, go in there, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. Go in spear, spell or sword, we've got no fear. Parties roll, the dice will roll. Indies world where we all control.
Hello, lovely people. How are we all doing? As always, making sure that my audio is working fine. That's good. I can see my mics are working. The game footage is coming through. There we go. So, how are we all doing? I know, third stream this week. So, I'm almost becoming quite prolific at this. I'm on holiday the next couple of weeks. So, I want to try and give the Twitch channel a little bit of love, and maybe try and see if we can give things a little bit of a boost. But this is actually the weekly scheduled stream, post 4 Halfwits Hangout. So if you haven't seen it already, episode 11 of 4 Halfwits is currently live, and the setup to our very special guest, Mr. John Robertson of the Dark Room, it very much ends on his laugh and his grand entrance. So I'm currently editing his first full episode just now, and John is a lot onto himself and a complete new dynamic of chaos brought to the table, which is a lot of fun. So very much looking forward to that hitting. Of course, the next that'll be in 2 weeks that episode is due to drop on YouTube. It'll be on Patreon next week, and another Yindies Tips and Tricks will be next week on the YouTube channel. I'm thinking 5 tips for new D&D/TTRPG players. So we'll do the players, then we'll do 5 tips for the DMs. So that's my kind of content, little roadmap for you there of things that I'm kind of working on. So yeah. But in terms of the games we were playing, we finished off Dragon Age on Monday, so that's done and dusted. So between games, we had a bit of a chill stream last night where we were playing 2 Point Hospital in the right category this time. The other game that was on the list, now I originally picked up Robocop Rogue City on the Steam sale that had just been up, and I thought, oh right, it was like a $5. It was like dirt cheap, and I was like, I'm grabbing that. So I grabbed it, I was playing it on the Steam Deck for a little bit. 30 FPS, the Steam Deck could run it, don't get me wrong. Nice chewing gum for the mind little shooter when I'm on the train or trying to wind down, or on a long bus ride on the 3D, not 3DS, the Steam Deck. Only to realise that it's currently one of the free monthly games on PlayStation Plus. And I'm like, if I'd known that, I would have just picked up a PlayStation. Never mind. So I've got both the portable version and the PS5 version. I have gone deliberately for the PS5 version for tonight's stream, mainly because although the Steam Deck could run it, it did have some frame rate drops. It was capped at 30 FPS, and it was a little bit grainy. I think the anti-aliasing didn't really agree with it too much. It was definitely playable, but not the proper cinematic quality. So we might as well do it on the PS5, leverage the PS5's full power and potential for this, and then have it go. Also, it means I get to start from the beginning again. So very faithful to the original Robocop movie. The general consensus around this game is it's better than it has any right to be. So, which is fine. So what is slightly weird though, and I do want to just point out, I was never a big PlayStation kind of gamer. I did have the PS2, but of course, when the PS2 height of the PS2 era, everyone had a PS2. So the PS2 was my first main PlayStation console. I do own a PS1, but I kind of got that. The PS2 was like the family console, and I got like the little mini PS1 when the PS2 was already out for like certain games like Final Fantasy and that. Never owned a PS3. My dad got a PS4 at one point, and I basically stuck with Xbox and PC all that time until the PS5 was announced, at which point the summer before, quite a few exclusive games had come out, like Spider-Man, God of War, and Persona and things like that, and Bloodborne. That was the one I was wanting to play for so long. And I basically asked my dad, look, I'm going to be buying a PS5 when it comes out. Can I borrow your PS4 and basically blitz through these kind of classic games that I've missed out on? So that was me getting back into like the PlayStation ecosphere, if you like. So my PlayStation game collection, certainly through the monthly Game Pass, monthly games, has began to grow, and I do have a nice little library of PlayStation games, particularly that I missed out on first time around, that I'm trying to get back into. Having said all that, and the point of this little kind of side tangent is, the one thing I don't tend to play on the PlayStation at all is shooters. Very much Space Marine, Halo. If it's a shooter, I feel much more at home on the Xbox or the PC with an Xbox controller. Playing with the PlayStation controller configuration, that's more for action hack and slashy games. So yeah, that feels a little bit weird. But hopefully the PlayStation will show off its graphics, and yeah, we'll have fun tonight. So I'll just stick with regular kind of normal difficulty. I know this is meant to be dystopian news,
You
but
give us 3 minutes, and we give you...
to be perfectly honest, it actually looks calmer than what's going on in the world right now.
A military submarine that went missing over 3 years ago has suddenly reappeared in the Baltic Sea. Confused seamen mistakenly opened fire on the last Lapland reservation, killing 12.
You don't want confused
Thankfully,
seamen.
our homesick sailors are back on U.S. soil. Welcome back, boys. In local news, a new crime wave that is sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers. Here's a statement from the head of OCP, Omni Consumer Products, that's funding and running the Detroit Police Department.
Old Detroit has a cancer, and that cancer is crime. It must be cut out, and OCP holds the scalpel.
According to our sources, the attacks were aimed at catching the attention
trying to work
of a
out what that
man whose
accent was
identity
there.
remains unknown. This dangerous new guy in town seems to have his eye on doing business in old Detroit.
Ah yes, the new guy.
I'm sorry. There seems to be a
Disturbance? I'm a big fan. Now move!
I love the depiction of 80s punks as like the generic villain.
Don't adjust your television sets. Your regularly scheduled program will be back shortly. Now, this message goes out to the new guy in town. It seems that you're looking to spend some money in this great
Like they all
city of
listen to The
ours.
Prodigy.
I'm here to tell you that the Torchheads are open for business. You may have heard of us as the #1 supplier of nuke in old Detroit. The most potent, addictive drug available in front of every convenience store, school, or library near you. But that's not all we're capable of. Let's get
Do all
you
these
up
punks
here.
have their own personal stylist?
We'll get Officer...
Like as you go through the ranks, you get a
Officer
slightly bigger
Howard
mohawk.
to illustrate the point. You see, Officer Howard made a drug bust that cost us a lot of money. We want to reward this dutiful officer with a performance bonus. A lifetime supply of nuke. Oh man, you're gonna have the time of your life.
Ah, that classic thing.
There you
I've got
go.
enough money to last me for life, as long as I die next Tuesday.
New guy, us Torchheads are more than capable of doing whatever you need done in our city. So what is it, huh? Arson, smuggling, drug dealing, good old-fashioned murder. We do it all. You've got the money, we've got the power. So let's talk.
I get the whole point is that they're powerful enough that they can just outright admit to all this, but yeah, this does seem like not the smartest move. Like, I'm pretty sure even the Mafia were just like, yeah, let's not broadcast our plans. We've got to have some plausible deniability. Ah, the good old-fashioned Murphy lips. The second most famous cop chin in all the fictions, right after Judge Dredd. Okay, so first of all, yeah, the graphics look a lot better on the PS5.
Ground shaking. Judgment Day is here.
By the way, this is very much not a run and gun game. Yeah, bit of pop in there.
They came out of the trucks and they just started shooting at anything that moved. I can see you're ready to start fight shit.
More like slow pod and shoot.
You should know by now when it comes to evidence, you're orders. If it keeps on like this, we're gonna run short of body bags. I'm gonna give you 10 milligrams of diazepam to make you comfortable.
We can't wait any longer. Those trigger-happy maniacs have a ton of
We
hostages.
really need a new awesome Judge Dredd game.
Roger that.
I love the Dredd versus Death
What is the situation?
game,
Goddamn
but
OCP
it's a bit
tells
dated
us
these
to
days.
stand down till SWAT arrives. That's our situation.
Looks like I'm on the way out.
Not so fast, buddy. Who do you think is gonna clean up this place? I'm not letting you off that easily.
You sound just like my wife.
If that's the case, let's get you patched
She
up.
won't let me die either.
We wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
I've had 3 heart attacks and she keeps bringing me back.
Medic? There you are, partner.
Lewis?
The hell is going on up there?
If we're partners, why did we arrive separately?
Sorry, dude. The police want us to release the hostages. So no hard feelings.
Hey, you can't go in yet. We need to wait for the reinforcements.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I knew you'd say something like that.
We need to find another way. It is too dangerous to cross.
For me. But you can take the heat.
I'm all shiny
Go,
and
I'll
cool.
figure something out. Besides, you could do with a head start. Go on.
I am literally only ahead. That was a dick move.
I've got a signet ring. How much do you think I can get for it?
Is it gold?
It was taken off someone famous. Just look at him. He looks kind of familiar.
I'm not seeing a lot of like diversity in this gang.
Guys, we've got company. Anyone expecting a silver freak?
In both their character model and their voice actor.
Drop it, scum.
Poor Tadpole.
Yeah, this is very much a headshot simulator. So yeah, the main pistol has unlimited ammo, which is a little bit overpowered. So, contrary to popular opinion, I'm not actually bulletproof. I do need to heal occasionally.
Worried about the weight limit?
Lewis, you're here.
You calling me fat?
We need to get these elevators back online. The service box is in the basement.
Surely I could take the service lift.
Let me.
I doubt you had time between all the heroics, but I got a key card from the janitor. It's good to do some real street work from time to time, you know? After you. They sabotaged the elevators and staircase too. They obviously don't want to be disturbed.
Yes, a stolen wallet.
That graffiti is fresh.
I bet some of those idiots are still here.
I detect a crime has taken place. I also love how they leave Robocop specific.
Any more tricks up your sleeve?
I don't.
What a warm welcome.
I don't have sleeves. Anything else? No. That's a cool touch. They color coordinated their grenades. I'm a-coming. Slowly. I think this man is dead. Indeed. Might as well heal up. Yep. I'm sure a lot of these, like, disaffected youths just got caught up a little bit in out of their depth. You know, a bit like how I'm pretty sure Batman, if he was created today, would be nearly as popular. A rich billionaire running around at night in his pants, beating up unaffected youth. There's one back here. Yep, he did. He did.
Hey, why don't you check it out?
Oh, just because I'm a robot, that means I'm automatically good at hacking? Or can just tank electric shocks?
I am detecting a short circuit. We need to isolate the cables.
I think I've got something just for that.
Was that bubblegum she had? Yeah, it was. Didn't know if that was a graphical glitch.
You are very resourceful.
Thanks, but I'd say it was a team effort. They're
Remind me
holding
to show you
everyone
my
in the
hard
studio.
drive later.
It's It's on the 30th floor.
So, our friends in blue finally decided to join our glamorous show. I'm afraid you're too late for my autograph. Chopper's ready. I've gotta go, but the party goes on. Guys, make sure you provide all our guests with a decent amount of amusement, so don't skimp on the nuke. See ya.
What a freaking psycho. We need to be quick before they kill anyone else.
I love how all these like
I know
underworld
that,
gags, they have amazing
You saw something, didn't you?
recruitment drive programs.
We are here to enforce the law, Lucas. Let us stay focused.
Right. Just keep in mind that I'm here if you need me, partner.
I think that was the thing in the Superior Spider-Man comics where Doc Ock takes over
Slime bags detected.
Spider-Man, and he phones up
That, boys.
what was essentially the supervillain hotline to just go, right, I need about 200 goons.
You're gonna take that back.
Yeah, just temp workers will do. I don't mess up the chrome. Gotta buff that out later. Yeah, because the fake ID was like the worst thing that's going on here. I love this is the future, yet they have full CRT monitors. Thank you for all lining up. That Deadpool moment. I only have 6 bullets. You're all going to have to share. So yeah, the strategy is, if they're wearing helmets, shoot them in the other head. In the nuts. Getting medication. Crime evidence. Wow. How very specific.
Almost there.
Okay. Now I kind of fucked this up when I did it on the Steam Deck. Let's see if I can get it now. So when you burst in, let's see how many hostages I can. Turns out none of them.
Thank God you've come. This lady really needs to see a doctor.
Murphy, these people need help. Why don't you go ahead? I'll stay with them.
Right.
This is Lewis. We have rescued 3 hostages, one with a gunshot wound to the abdomen, requesting urgent medical assistance. Over.
You really did fit Robocop with a proper badonkadonk, did they not? You don't just call the cops, you call the booty. Right. They could have got more armor than me. Boom, baby. And the health. Is it worth back here? No. I think you can pick up the grenades and throw it back at them. You know, or shoot them when they're about to throw in. Make them blow up their mate. There we go. I think there was one guy left. Oh yeah. Sure I saw one guy run around here. More generic crime evidence. Yeah, there he is. Take this. Thank you. Now, I don't think there's much point in taking their weapons. Like I said, if you can consistently get the headshots, we'll try the AK-47. Just to mix things up a bit. Boom.
Darling, could you get the napkins from the cupboard?
Sure thing, Mom. What are we having?
It's a surprise.
I think this fucked up my memory unit.
Do I really have to? I wasn't playing in the dirt.
Alex,
Oop.
what do you this dress. I'm not sure if I like the pattern. James really looks up to you. He said in school that he wants to be a police officer, just like his dad.
Kill them!
Did everyone survive? Did I get everyone? Might have made up for it for the last one. Oh, that crack would annoy the shit out of me.
No sudden moves.
I've got a glass top for my cooker,
Get me another one of those
and I dropped a pot
like
on
the
it,
one
and
that
I've got
took
like
sight.
one single crack
You hear
going
me?
across the glass. Oh,
You work
pisses
so
me the fuck
hard.
off.
Why don't you take some leave? We all could use a little break from this reality, don't you think?
Always.
Wakey! I'm talking to you, Shiny! Stand back from that door, or I'll shoot her! I swear to nuke!
I don't know what I would do if I ever lost you.
You got 3 seconds! 3!
Our family is the only thing I need to be happy.
2! Are you fucking deaf?
Promise me, we will stay like this forever.
1! Last chance, weirdo!
I love you so much, Alex.
Yeah, that gunshot complimented his makeup.
You okay there, Murphy? What does it want? Get it away from me!
I am sorry.
Can you see? It's unstable! Ma'am, please, calm down. It's been a very tough evening, and I assure you that everyone wants to be back home with their families. Though for some of us, the night has just begun.
I still need to see the Robocop remake. I've heard stylistically it's okay. That dress looks very awkward.
Pay my bail now. Cash? No problem. Do you take singles?
Get back in line.
They're here.
That feels like a very sarcastic clap.
Good job, Murphy.
I think you're forgetting someone.
Officer Lewis, you were remarkable.
Soot ran off with his tail between his legs.
Would have been nice if we caught him, though.
All right, all right. Are you done with this circle jerk, huh? Good. We've got a problem.
The malfunction caught on camera provokes a question. Can we put our safety into the hands of a machine, especially one as unreliable as Robocop? We asked Max Becker, the head of security concepts at OCP.
Now quiet!
We would never put a defective product on the streets.
I'm sure he was a character in the original
We
Robocop,
all
but I kind of
saw it
feel
hesitate in a life and death
I'd love to
situation.
see him played by Rick Mail
Does
when
it
he was
really
younger.
know right from
It's maybe the
wrong?
hairline.
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids. I mean, if I had any. This was just an isolated glitch. Thank you.
Mr. Becker, I've got more questions.
I just want to snap her little neck. But she's got a point. This was not an isolated incident. It's a pattern. A pattern that the old man once examined and fixed. Time to see what's
light
hiding in that
texture on
metal
his
head of
head there.
We know what's in Murphy's head. It's what's in yours that worries us.
Push me, and you might just find out. You, follow me.
Everyone is dismissed. And Lewis, I need your report on the TV station incident. On the double.
Can I get a new visor?
God damn it, when will this be fixed?
Don't
Yeah,
hold your breath.
I was thinking the same thing.
Isn't looking to spend a dime on our equipment.
There's my favorite walking, talking law enforcement machine.
Okay, let's get on with it.
They have done a good job recreating the actors' likeness.
Why don't you take a seat for me? That's a nasty scar. I'd like to see the other guy. Am I right?
You do not. Trust me.
Don't mind me. I'll just get this off.
So, here's the deal, Robo. The old man is not happy with your performance. Instead of sending you to the scrapyard as I suggested, he wants to fix you. Hey, pretty boy. You sure know how to make an impression on the ladies.
Doesn't it hurt him?
Hurt? Lady, he's a machine. He's legally dead. We can do whatever we want with him.
No, madam. It does not hurt me physically.
So we're going to equip
It
you
just
with a little
torments
monitoring
my
chip.
soul.
It will do a real-time check of your systems so we can get to the bottom of what the hell is wrong with you. From now on, your performance will be monitored and graded. So better be on your best behavior, huh?
The chip is in. Let's see what we have here.
Mm-hmm. That's not so bad. Right, there's kind of a token upgrade system. So I think I went with deduction last time. Yeah. And that kind of helped me out in the next little bit.
Well, I can already see some unwanted activity in your hippocampus. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Other than that, everything seems to be installed correctly.
I have intrusive
To
thoughts.
be sure, let's make a
I
simple
wish
test to
to
check that all
die.
circuits are in order. What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust. Protect the innocent. Uphold the law.
Okay, nothing disturbed. However, like with any new upgrade, I recommend visiting the range to check if you need calibration.
Is that everything?
Actually, no. Doctor?
Oh, yes, sorry. My name is Dr. Olivia Blanche. I'm a police psychologist. I specialize in dealing with police officers suffering from emotional trauma.
Emotional trauma? Might as well talk to the microwave. It hasn't been working properly either.
OCP wanted to see if you'd be willing to have a talk with me as part of your evaluation. I noticed that a great deal of care has been put into making sure that your mechanical components work. However, one aspect of your composition that has been severely neglected is your human side. Your brain.
No shit. I'm literally a
I
walking
agree.
toaster.
If it was up to me, I'd remove it altogether. What do you think, Doctor? Would save us a lot of hassle.
I don't mind the hassle. So what do you say, officer? Is that possibly something that could be of interest to you?
I am not sure.
Robo, Reed wants everyone in the briefing room in 5. It's about the new guy.
Excuse me, Dr.
Derek, the
Blanche, I
donut
am
boy?
needed elsewhere.
What's up with him? Oh, you mean the other
But
new
we-
guy? The new guy.
Can't say we didn't try. Everyone get back to whatever the fuck you usually do around here.
Man, I tell you, it was crazy in that
You think they would equip Robocop with like kind of wheelies? Just let him glide around the station.
Murphy, could you please help me out here?
What seems to be the problem, officer?
Reed is in the briefing room, and I have my hands full. There are so many complaints filing in that I can't keep up. It's getting crazy in here. Could you open up
Avemits
another line
BQ
and help me?
Kavsimakir. Cheap viewers on
Hey,
streamblue.com.
there's the spam
Remove
bot.
the space at OPXPVBYM.
Someone loves me. The bots have come. Right, open new line.
This
Okay.
line is open. Please form an orderly queue.
Officer, I have a problem. My neighbors are hostile toward me. I think it's because they're jealous of my new dog. Why would they get so worked up every time I take him for a walk?
What is his name?
He has a beautiful red coat, so I called him Fire. He likes to hide, so sometimes I have to yell, Fire! Fire! to
Yeah, I
find
can
him.
see the problem.
Anyway, can you do something about my neighbors?
You disrupted public order.
Your behavior disrupts public order. I must issue a ticket.
That's mine. I don't mind paying the price for having the cutest dog in all of Detroit.
Next, please.
I got something for you, officer. I know where you can find a wanted criminal. That poster over there says there's a reward for that information. And I want it.
I want details.
Are you blind? I'm the guy from that poster, so here I am. Now, give me the money.
I will have to detain you.
Fine, but I still get the reward, right?
You can hope for a reduced sentence.
You can hope for a reduced sentence.
That's not the reward I was hoping for, but I'll take it. It'll be good to get back to jail. Life as a free man can be tiring.
Take him away. Next, please.
Yeah, I missed
Officer,
this on the
I would
Steam
like
Deck.
to report my son missing.
How old is he?
He's 24, but he's never been gone for so long without letting me know.
How long has it been?
Just over 2 days now.
We do not consider an adult missing within 72 hours.
Oh, please, I'm begging you. Something's not right. You really need to find him.
Provide me with details.
What is his name and address?
George Elkins, 7706 Orchard Avenue.
Let me check. Your son was found dead 2 hours ago.
Oh well, at least she got a speedy response. Please rate this customer service.
Thanks for the help, Murphy.
Right, which way am I going? Oh, report to the shooting range. Oh, right.
Murphy, I heard you're scheduled for calibration. Step right up and press the button when you're ready. 50 points is what OCP calls a passing grade. Shouldn't be a problem to you. Try to break the record. to know that you're good to go. See you in the briefing room.
Okay, back up the stairs. Where's the stairs back up? Oh, they're there. I knew it passed them.
I just can't do it. There is no
I would
way.
like a soda.
Murphy, would you give me a hand?
No, I can't punch it. Damn it. What do you want?
I can deal with blood, guts, but puke is a no-go for me. I'll be a sport and move his ass to the drunk tank for me. You've got your special gloves and extra protection, so you shouldn't mind.
Oh, lovely. Just because I can turn off my sense of spell.
Just take him downstairs. I owe you one, Murphy. Oh no, the smell is...
Do not mind me.
This seat is uncomfortable.
Look who's back home. Just toss him in one of the empty cells.
Finally. Home.
Sleep tight.
Initiate lullaby mode.
So, what's on today's agenda?
It's no secret that crime has been on the rise ever since what the media has named the new guy in town showed up in the city. The word on the street is that he wants to spend a lot of money in old Detroit, and that has made every gang in the city start advertising their services. We need to find him before things get out of control.
Where do we look?
Our best bet is to see if he made contact with the torch heads. Robo, I want you to start by checking the arcade downtown. It's become a high-activity area for punks.
Understood.
Everyone else, keep your eyes open. Any questions?
Any word on Briggs?
What happened to Briggs?
He's been missing since yesterday.
Shit.
Officer Briggs remains missing. That's over 24 hours since he's been in contact with anyone here.
Are the two cases connected?
No reason to assume so. But if anyone finds Briggs' informant, we might learn something new. All right, now get out there.
You go ahead, partner. I need to write this report. And there's something else I need to do first.
How do I get out? Leave the precinct. Do I have to go downstairs again? Alright, it says exit there.
Cruiser's ready for you, Robo. Go get him.
Thank you. Leave the area. Side objectives will be failed. Look. Oh, what's my locked and loaded? Can I change my objectives? Okay. What's he after? That is some look.
What seems to be the problem?
My damn locker won't open. Can you try?
I'm sure I can.
Wait, what is all this shit doing in my locker?
They wanted you to be safe out there.
Yeah, you guys, very fun.
Why are they stuffed in there? Alright. Okay, let's go. think the reason they chose to make a Robocop game is because their animations are just that stiff. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. We should have more AA budget games. I mean, I'm definitely of the mindset I will take more games at cheaper cost to make at worse graphics than, you know, the 200-hour diamond-crusted horse testicle simulator that stopped the developer seeing their family for 6 months. You know, I can put up with a little bit of jank.
It's getting colder. Now we don't have anything for the fire.
How was I supposed to know someone would steal our own tires?
Dragons and fiery pot. Have a good evening, Mrs. Pretty sure in the Robocop universe, they're just about ready to arrest anyone with a mohawk. or a mullet.
Give me back my money, you piece of shit!
Don't you cops ever get bored with harassing successful entrepreneurs?
Hey! This shit is rigged!
That's a serious accusation, kiddo. Someone might think I would allow such illegal activity in my high-class business, which I do not. I get lost.
You work for Soot. Tell me where to find him.
You cops are giving me a stomach ulcer. Stop asking me about guys I don't know.
Withholding information can lead to bigger trouble than a stomach ulcer.
Look, I'm a busy
I don't
man.
know, stomach
so
ulcers
I'm going
are
back
pretty
to my
brutal.
office now. Why don't you join me there, and we'll talk. Oh, on second thought, you can't do that, because you don't have a warrant, do ya?
What a douchebag.
So yeah, I think this is where the kind of light RPG elements kind of come in. You can just break down the door, shoot everyone in the face, and then talk to them that way, or you could actually be a detective, wander about, scan for incriminating evidence, and kind of bluff your way.
Have you witnessed the owner participating in any criminal activity?
Are you kidding me? Half the things I've seen around here would be enough to put him behind bars for a decade.
Let us hear your statement.
No way, dude. He might be a douchebag, but if you lock him up, this place will get closed down, and where am I supposed to play hooky then?
Yeah, you lack discipline, stay in school, think of your future.
Looks like someone should give you a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it. I know you. You don't hurt kids.
Try me. Also, isn't it nighttime? So he's not really playing hooky then. Hinge lubricant irrelevant to case. Alright, it's just a random lube at the back of the arcade.
I didn't know you had such amazing colors. And there's not one, but two of you?
Yeah,
From
your
now
voice
on,
does not match
I
your
will
character
cherish you
model.
more.
Your body readings suggest substance misuse.
Oh man, a real like TJ Laser? You are so incredibly shiny. I'm definitely getting more of this stuff.
Who sold you drugs?
I really shouldn't say, but you are my TV heroes.
Kobold Kitty. It's surprising that this game came out recently.
It did, and you know what? They did an actual alright job on it. Because the other one that I think surprisingly got well received was the Terminator one. They did it. So they really found their niche adapting old 80s robot-centric sci-fi. Mainly for the stiff character models, I think. And over excessive violence. Like I said, I want to see them tackle Judge Dredd or ABC Warriors. That would be good. Right. I think we have enough now to blackmail our way down.
Open the door.
Let me in.
Oopsie. I think I dropped my keys somewhere. You'd have to break down this hardened door if you want to get in.
Do not tempt me.
That will not be a problem.
You may submit your insurance form to the precinct. Right, there we go.
It's Robocop!
Kobold Kitty. At least it's not Ubisoft bad. It reminds me of Shenmue on the Sega Dreamcast as far as character animations in consciences go.
I never actually played the Shenmue games, although I did recently when helping to clear out my parents. Came across, my dad randomly came home one time with 2 Dreamcasts that he bought at the pub. And this was after the Dreamcast got discontinued. So I do own a Dreamcast in my kind of retro station kind of back there, and I also picked up Shenmue 3 on PS4 for like £3 at one point. So I'm aware of the Shenmue games for their reputation. I have yet to have the pleasure of actually playing them. But yeah, I think Robocop is exactly as good as it needs to be as a mindless shooter. / headshot simulator. Right. Where are the drugs? Nope.
Kobold Kitty. In that case, you should at some point. The Yakuza games.
Oh, I have played... The first proper Yakuza game I played was Like a Dragon, and I loved it. Absolutely adored it for the satire and everything. I have got all the access to the Yakuza games. The only problem is heavily dyslexic, lot of subtitles and reading would probably do my head in. But for the kind of silliness and over the top, I've seen plenty of retrospectives on them. Oh, I should be doing something here. Boom. Wasn't he a witness? Was it? Did I need him alive? Oh well. Never mind. Right. I'm still to play the new one. I think that's the thing. That's the new Like a Dragon, and that's the reason why I've not picked up the new pirate one with oh, what's his name? The guy who was like the series villain. Again, it looks amazing, and it's totally the sort of game I would get into, but it kind of needs English voice acting, unfortunately. Engineering level 6. This is only the second level. How the fuck am I meant to break into that?
Kobold Kitty. The new one that just came out. The English dub isn't that bad.
Oh, right. It's actually English dubbed. Okay, right. I might try and pick that up then. Usually they come to Game Pass quite soon. I did buy Like a Dragon, only to find it on Game Pass and I think PlayStation Monthly, actually. So, yeah, I will definitely get it at some point. Now, what am I meant to be doing? Ah, I need to scan the photos. There we go.
Kobold Kitty. Majima is funny as ever.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he voiced by Matthew Mercer as well? Because, you know, what random anime character isn't? Scanning. There we go. To make up some. Yes. And I love how they still have like cassettes. Genuinely, at work, I was clearing out an old storage cupboard, and I came across a box of old floppy disks, and a student genuinely...
Cobalt Kitty. Yeah, he does. It's really cool.
Yeah, a student genuinely asked me, why did I 3D print the save icon? I was like, get out. I am not that old. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. I think we've got everything that we need here. I've gone about distributing free nose piercings. Mainly where their nose used to be. I wonder if we can go back to that other kid and go, you're in charge of the arcade now. Live your dreams. There we go. There we go. I think this is as far as I got on the Steam Deck.
Into my office. Apparently, his niece's car has been stolen. Find it. This goes to the top of your priority list. You can start by asking about it at some of the local garages. For the record, it's a blue SUX 6000, registered to Melissa Kuzak.
Surely in this day and age they've got like sophisticated CCTV to be able to track this shit.
People on the first floor are paranoid. They put blinds.
This has been running, by the way. My request for wheelies was denied. Right. Has it given me an objective for like the other one? So it's like downtown. Search for suit. Stolen vehicle. Okay, right. We're near this one first. We'll check in here first.
Absolute Scotsman. Heyo, how's it going?
Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. So we're currently cleaning up the streets of Detroit.
You need to be taught some manners.
Drop the weapon. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Point taken. Point taken. Back up. Ow, 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 ow. That wasn't very friendly. Oh, come on. It had those deads buffed out. Right. Okay. I think we're fine. Yeah. You're not hiding behind that wall. Okay, where are we? And... where is she? I don't know who we're looking for. I'm just following the objective marker. With the Judge Dredd movies, I know like loads of people love the Carl Irving Dredd, and I do think it is a good movie, but I still love the 90s cheese of the Stallone movie. Like, the first 10 minutes of the 90s Judge Dredd movie is, for me, how Judge Dredd should be. Just unfortunately, when Stallone eventually takes his helmet off, it stops being a Judge Dredd movie and just starts being a kind of B-rated Stallone movie. Oh, hell yeah, we're detaching the minigun. I just love that scene with Rob Schneider where he's hiding in the food
Absolute
recycler.
Scotsman. I'm actually Steve's son. Been binge watching the D&D campaign at work last week.
Oh, good!
It's really funny seeing my dad try to play D&D.
You know what? Steve really got into it, actually. A huge soft spot for Steve, and the fact that Billy keeps winding him up as well. Although I'm literally at the point where John Robertson's joining, so that changes the dynamic as well, because I think everyone at the table was getting a little bit tired of the N64 eventually. But then John comes in and just totally turns everything on its head. So, no, it was definitely good fun, and I'm really wanting to do something more with that style of storytelling. Oh, I'm trying hard not to die here. Right, who's shooting me first of all? Because yeah, when we wrote Halfwits, 21 episodes total. And the idea is that the story concludes. So Reginald, Sigford, Will, and Tuppence all get character resolution at the end of this series. And then if we get to do a season 2, which I really hope that we do,
Corey Butler.
it could be
Without
something... Yes, the missus isn't... Will annoys the missus. Thank you, honey, for joining the stream. But yeah, I wanted to do something like a sci-fi one for season 2. I thought that could be quite good. Right, who is...
Cobalt Kitty. I'm Absolute Scotsman's girlfriend, lol.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad that people are able to join the stream. And if you have absolutely been enjoying Halfwits, then yeah, even better. So, like I said, I think we've got a genuinely special product on our hands. It's just getting it out in front of as many eyeballs as possible. Right. Okay. Vitality level 2. All right. Boom. Eat recycled food. It's good for the environment and okay for you. Oh shit, I'm getting absolutely hammered here. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, somehow I'm still alive. I'm actually having to watch my health now. Okay. Ow! Stop shooting me! Asshole. Okay. Breach. Okay, need health, need health, need health. Okay. Right, I'm actually having to pay attention now to what I'm doing. Right, that's the way we're going. I do have some health, that's perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, another machine gun. This is coming with me. Right. Excuse me while I reload for the next half hour. Okay. Is there anything?
Cobalt Kitty. We've been together for it will be 6 years now.
Congratulations.
Absolute Scotsman. I do love Will and his antics. It's cool how you managed to get him to pull out MC Hammersmith for his performance checks and bardic inspirations.
Yes, yes. Although I think that whenever I tag him in anything for Halfwits as MC Hammersmith, he quietly untags himself. I don't know whether to take offense at that or not, but you know what? He did say that he was having issues with his audience in terms of the more hip-hop side of things, not mixing with the improv side. So that's why he's credited as Will Thomas.
Man, all great questions, but
completely unaware of the fact that there was another comedian called Will Thomas, and Billy pointed that out to him after we finished filming.
Talk.
I don't know how you usually operate.
But yes, I totally got Will on board to hopefully cut his raps out as TikToks. Right. It's your civic duty to help. What is your freedom worth to you?
What is your freedom worth to you?
That's actually a great.
But yes, next time you're talking to Steve, Billy certainly is up for playing D&D again. I'd love to get Steve kind of back into it because he really commits to his character.
Concert.
I'd hope to get the others back. I think Stu definitely would. I don't know if Will, if he's too high flying these days.
Why don't we?
But like I said, we've got John Robertson on board as well, so he was a lot of fun.
Such as meeting the new guy.
So I want to also like get a few more comedians from the circuit on. Because we are very white and are very male, so I think there's definitely a diversity thing to try and broaden our appeal, so to speak.
But after them, hoping that a VCR would fall off the back of the truck, you know. But it turned out to be groceries, so they left it. I made a pretty penny that day selling pickles.
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
Around if you want 'em.
So you are an
Absolute Scotsman.
Hey,
Hell yeah, he'll try to talk him into it. I'm an avid D&D player myself and trying to get into D-Ming.
Oh, amazing. Well, that's the other goal for the Halfwits channel, is to try and give people DMing resources. Like I said, I was the last episode that I put out for D&D tips and tricks. In a way, it was more for people who have absolutely no experience to. You know, if you've been playing D&D for a while, you know the etiquette of a table. But I think a lot of people, especially getting into things like Baldur's Gate 3 and stuff like that, they maybe are used to playing RPG and video games, and it's a very different social experience playing at the table. So it was about giving people those tools, I think. So yeah. So I'm also trying to build my profile as a professional DM, and I have done professional DMing gigs here and there. But you know, I thought maybe the best advertisement would be to spend a deposit of a small house making a quirky little web series with some of my comedian friends, and hopefully if people go, so what do you do? What does DMing look like? Well, go watch Halfwits. So see me in action. So that was the plan anyway. We'll see if it works.
Kitty, are you okay with fan work like animations and fan art?
100%. 100%.
Like a bit from the episodes and animations to go along with it.
Anything and everything I'll stick up on the Instagram and try and push that. My nephew, he was going to do kind of fan art for all the Halfwits. I think he got round to Billy, and then he got his girlfriend pregnant. He's 21, by the way, and I think that's kind of taken up all his spare time. But technically, he said he owes me like another 3 kind of fan art. So yes, absolutely, go nuts. This is all the stuff that I want to see, and I'm also looking potentially at some point trying to get merch done, because I think that could be quite fun. So like have Bastard of the Mountain, Squeezer of Ducks. I think for Steve, the one I had picked out was Deploy Tactical Weeping. Obviously, we have. Oh, by the way, all I can say is I'm so sorry for what's coming up in the next few episodes involving Steve and the spider. I had to take the spider off them because they kept sexually abusing it. No other way to say that. So the spider had to file for sexual harassment by the end of the second filming day.
You seem proficient.
So we've got Jeff the Spider that shows up in episode 11. I love Stu. Stu kind of gets into his character, and I love how he's the dad of the party, I think. And yeah, then you've got Will and his antics for his for all his rapping. So
You know what they say. You can only
again, all things that I can kind of snip out and stick on mugs and T-shirts and that sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely, 100% go for it.
You seem proficient in undertaking police tasks. Ever thought of making a living?
Cobalt Kitty. I'm in.
One thing you should know about
Amazing. Again,
love
thank you
cops,
ever so much.
you know, law enforcement, laws, all of that.
And yeah, I think the bit where we are at with the channel,
When I need it, I tend
it's
to
been interesting seeing the slow growth of YouTube beginning to find an audience to push it out to, and obviously I'm trying to do all the stuff on the back end with tags and algorithms and kind of shit like that.
Absolute Scotsman.
How do you
Don't worry
know?
about that, lol. I've seen him kiss his men with coconuts friends for a bit.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. If you're well, I suppose you're Will and Steve in the bath. That'll be nothing new for you. So.
Great kid and wife.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in that scene. Right.
Do you think Briggs is in trouble?
I really don't know. Last time I saw him, he was going to check a case of missing bodies. Sounded like a bogus lead, so I didn't press him. Funny enough, he always tells me to be careful when getting info. But the truth is, I'm not the one running around gangster's paradise dressed in gold.
Again, I have no idea what we're meant to be doing. Right, I think I've hit all these dialogue choices.
Duty awaits.
About that, I've got a favor to ask. I know that Briggs is missing, but I've got something that belongs to him. He must have misplaced it the last time he visited my crib, and it's kind of weighing me down.
What is it?
It's his wristwatch. Now, I feel bad holding on to it. Could you please give it back to his family?
This is stolen property, and you expect me to return it?
Yeah, the criminals in Robocop universe aren't that smart, are they?
But still, you should.
Like the guy turning himself in for the reward.
Expensive things. That's how I ended up in this situation in the first place.
I will make sure they receive it from the repentant thief.
Cobalt Kitty. I'm practicing on my iPad, it's old, but I'm learning Procreate and Procreate Dreams.
Nice.
It's a process. I wanted to spread awareness to the show as well as experience.
Amazing. In terms of our artist, Rukata, lovely guy. He's Romanian, I think. If you're also aware of the other YouTuber Sergeant Ducky, so he does he's an Irish guy. He does like stories from his life, kind of funny stories, but animates them very much like Zero Punctuation. And it was Rukata that did his sprites, and I reached out to Ducky originally and went, because he's plugged his artist a couple of times, got in touch with Rukata. So it was Rukata who drew the sprites. So, and again, if I had the money and if Rukata had enough hours in the day, I would absolutely commission him to do everything. But it's me that's kind of backstage. I had an editor put together all the table footage. That was the very talented Mark. But it's me that's putting together all the kind of cutaway kind of animations.
We will proceed.
So I was using Krita originally. So episodes 1 to 5, you might notice that some of the assets start to blur over time, and that was a limitation of Krita that we were running into. I think particularly Steve in episode 1, he would blur as the kind of scene went on. But then for Christmas / Black Friday, my sister bought me Affinity 2, Affinity Photos 2, and that's the program I've been using. And it's been an absolute game changer. I've loved it. Although I did, talking about random updates, I did just update to the latest version, and annoyingly, a lot of my old files, they put big, massive white borders around them now, so I've had to go back and fix all of them. So yeah, it's a learning process for me. I'm not an animator at all, but I've been slowly getting better. Right, okay, so that's to move the story on. Let's go see if we can find a stolen vehicle, I think.
Absolute Scotsman. He actually came down here to Houston to visit for my birthday last year. first time I had managed to see him in person in about 7 years after me and my mum moved here.
Oh, amazing.
Going to Scotland is like $1,000 a ticket, so it's hard to hang.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Well, again, honestly, I mean, like I said, very much Steve's a friend these days. If you're either up here or / I'm down there, you by all means hit me up if you want. I guess DM. I'm sure I could put something together. Even something remotely, actually. I did invite Steve to a couple of home games that I was running back here, but I don't think he could have made it at the time.
Fancy car and fancy name. But I hardly ever get the pleasure of dealing with either.
Do you have any information about the whereabouts of this vehicle?
To be honest, I did some work on one of those cars recently. But I can assure you that it was not the one you're looking for.
Do I have your permission to search the shop?
I know what the world's like, but can a man go about his business without being harassed all the damn time?
No. the answer to that question. You have not been harassed yet.
I can come back with a warrant, but then I will not be knocking.
You think that's going to scare me? This is Detroit, for God's sake.
Dude, I'm an armored
People try to threaten me
tank.
nearly every day.
I do not try.
You know what? If you really think you'll find evidence of that SUX ever being here, then be my guest.
Okay. Scanning. So yeah, basically all my professional DMing shenanigans. I think this is just my ploy of trying to get hired by DMing in a castle. I did look potentially at that for my own stag do. It's like 3,000 to 5,000 a ticket for certainly the UK prices.
That would be awesome. Next time I go over there, I will defiantly keep that in mind.
I told you,
Yep.
you'll find Jack off.
Yep, totally
But
up
there
for
ain't
it.
nothing to be found.
Or even,
This place is
I
legit.
do plenty of digital ones as well. So I'm sure we could do something over Discord and Foundry.
You've gone over my books? I thought you came here looking for the car thief.
Looks like there is more than just one thief to be caught.
Oh, come on. This is how everyone operates in this godforsaken city. Cut me some slack, will you? Okay.
Processing.
So there's this boy, Scott. He works for me on and off. He might have something to do with the missing car. Let me open his locker for you.
How
That's his
helpful.
locker. Go on, have a look. And what do you reckon?
Variety
Steel
of
man?
car thief tools.
For the time being, where is the suspect?
You see, he hasn't turned up for work for some time.
Absolute
This morning
Scotsman.
when 2 thugs swung by
D&D
looking
in a castle
I
is
knew he
sick.
must be in trouble.
I really wanted to go
I've
there
overheard
when
him
Mark
many
Humes
times
was
talking
there.
about a place
Oh yeah,
where he does
yeah.
car jobs on the
It was interesting because I was watching was it Jenny D?
I can't tell you
Because
exactly
obviously she's big
All I
D&D
know
YouTuber,
is that it's one
but I
of the
think
garages near the local storage
she was talking about the fact that she was having panic attacks before kind of going on with people, and you know I totally get it. It was like one of those things I'd been planning Halfwits for months. Up to that point, so you know, again, we were entirely self-funded. All the comedians got paid for the venue, paid for the camera crew. We were all there. We were all sorted. I wrote the kind of campaign from scratch. I did all the characters, and I got there. And then Perry points the camera at me and just goes, "Right, we're rolling, go!" And I'm like, "Oh shit." I've got to DM now. I had thought up to this point and not much further. And, you know, I think maybe I'm just being overly kind of critical of myself. I know out of everyone at the table, I'm the least seasoned performer. I think I get better as kind of time goes on. And certainly for a season 2 and onwards, I think I'll definitely have my DMing skills kind of polished up. But yeah, that's some terrifying shit. But by the same token, I'm like, if I ever did get to the heights where I was asked to DM in a castle, I'm sure I can have fun with that. Because they actually lock you in the castle for the 4 days. So I would have shit going on that in between the games where people were like having the dinner and stuff, like a courier would burst in and with like information of shit that happened during the campaign and stuff. And just have that kind of bleed over into like the overall experience. So again, I think, and this is what I was kind of like hinting at with my indie tips and tricks, kind of, especially when it comes to DMing. There's DMing and there's DMing. There's DMing your home game for your mates, like my Tuesday game, Pathfinder, where it's just basically a dungeon crawl. So I read the book, they run into our room, they beat up the bad guys, we have some silly banter. I add a little kind of twist to whatever's happening, but generally speaking, that's about it. Then you've got, my other home game that was like an in-person game. I was trying to make it more of a cinematic experience round the table. I had the full setup, I had the lights, I had the music, and it was more a role-play centric kind of one. We were playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight and having kind of fun with that. And then there's DMing for something like Halfwits, which I ideally, it's less about, obviously you want the players to have fun at the table, but it's more about it being fun to watch. That's why it's so combat light, and I try and have like one combat session per filming day. But it's more about giving the comedians space to bounce off one another, rather than getting bogged down in the rules.
Why did you cover for him?
So yeah, very different experiences depending on what you're DMing.
Kid like him get swallowed by this city. Don't look at me like that. Instead of giving him up, I was encouraging him to come clean. But a man can only try.
Okay.
Is he a temporary worker?
You could say that. We fall out a lot because he brings a lot of hot stuff to the shop, and I'm not okay with it.
And you let him
buy
come
hot
back.
stuff.
It's hard to make an honest living these days. That's why I understand his struggle, and I let him come back. Working here keeps him out of trouble. And to be frank, it's not easy to find such a good mechanic either.
Tell me why you think he is responsible.
He's young, bright, and would like to rule the world. I get it. But nearly every month, he gets himself in trouble.
It is not enough to make assumptions.
I'm not a cop, but I've seen many things in my life. And where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
That's usually because I've blown something up.
For now.
Hey! Make sure no harm comes his way. He might have done some foolish things in the past, but he's a good kid, and he deserves another chance.
A court of law will be the judge of that.
See, when I issue a warrant as Robocop, does he have a little printer that you can just go, you have been served. Okay. I am... How do I get out of here? Right. Engage hydraulics. I'm so glad this has objective markers and
Who's there?
I'm not required to actually know what I'm doing. What's up here? Enter the building. Is there a reason to enter that building? Here we go.
Absolute Scotsman. I recently started deeming Curse of Strahd for my friends, and being I voice actor, I spent days straight trying to figure out how I was gonna make Strahd sound. I think I've settled on Romanian.
Oh, I think I've got Curse of Strahd there. That's another one I'd be desperate to play, actually. But I think if you're ever doing vampires, I think there's only one definitive voice actor for that, and that has to be Simon Templeman from Legacy of Kain. So, Raziel, just tank all of the Soul Reaver 2 cutscenes, and that to me is because he does actually. I think Simon Templeman actually played Dracula as well in a kind of audio play, and Victor Von Doom in the 90s Marvel cartoons. So that to me is your big daddy vampire voice.
You must be Scott. What did you do with the blue SUX 6000 that you stole?
Hey, well, why would I have anything to do with that?
I have found evidence in Ben's shop.
You can't possibly help
Cobalt
me.
Kitty.
I don't want to
Have you
cause
thought
anyone
about
trouble,
playing
especially for Ben.
Cyberpunk 2077? Keanu Reeves' character is the heart of the game. If you play all the way through the base game and the DLC, as Phantom Liberty, you will cry at the end. It's such a sad and beautiful...
have played through the base game of Cyberpunk when it first came out. Huge Witcher fan. I don't know if you could tell. The hair might be a bit of a giveaway. So I was following CD Projekt Red for the longest time. So I do have Cyberpunk. I also have the Cyberpunk RPGs. I've been quite keen to try. I've not played it again since I originally beat it. I think the ending that I got was the one where, in the base game, where Keanu Reeves takes over your body. I think that's the ending I went for. Not played the DLC yet. I will. It's on my list. It's just one of those things.
He'll definitely pull up some cutscene shot.
Yeah.
Admitting to a crime is the best course.
It's just one of those things where it's like, right, I've played this game. It's technically sitting as complete on my backlog list. DLC excluded.
Okay.
I will move it back up there. I want to play it again on the Steam Deck or the PC version.
It was me who jacked the SUX. But he didn't leave me any choice.
So I will get there.
Who is he?
I can't tell you. If he knew I gave him away, he'd take revenge on Ben. Oh God! It must be those thugs! We're dead! No one is gonna save us!
If they
Absolute
are
Scotsman.
they are the ones
I have the
who
Witcher signs tattooed on my arm.
Nice. Again, I'm too indecisive for tattoos, but certainly the ones I was considering the, as you were saying, the Witcher signs. They would be good because I was considering if I was, I'd get the white power coin from Power Rangers there, the green one there, the Witcher signs down one side, Squall's Griever / the Lion Cross, as I call it, which is kind of what my gamer tag was for the longest time. I get that. Probably the clan tattoos of Legacy of Kain. I would get Warhammer 40k
Kitty.
tattoos.
One of the level designers follows me on X. It's
Nice.
really cool. We talked briefly about the development of the game.
Slight funny story. I did invest, like, actually genuinely, I bought a lot of stocks back in 2020 before Cyberpunk came out. So I still very much believe in the company, and I would buy stocks in them again because I believe in the company. But I did lose about $4,000 because that was also when I needed to buy a house and needed to kind of sell my stocks. So sadly, didn't get a return on investment there, unfortunately. But never mind. But yes, I was saying I would actually get Warhammer 40k tattoos. The only problem is, to someone who didn't know that they were Warhammer tattoos, they do look a little bit
I am missing vital information in order to resolve this
Nazi-ish,
case.
which you don't want to be in a situation where you have to explain them.
Help me fix this screw up.
Probably not the 40k ones.
Oh man, I'm sure it's still in their chop shop. It's a warehouse on the northeast side. The entrance
Kobold
is
Kitty.
concealed, but
Can't
I'm
wait
sure you'll
for the
find
sequel project to
I'm
rhyme.
no fighter,
Yeah,
but if
yeah,
there's
no,
any
that'll
other
be good.
way,
Also,
I would
really
like to
looking
help.
forward to.
Maybe you need some more
I'm
intel.
probably looking forward more to the remake of the first Witcher than I am a Witcher 4, because not to sound like a hipster, I was into The Witcher before anyone else was. No, I fell in love with The Witcher in the first game, in around about 2011, and there's one scene in The Witcher 1 that I love and stays with me as basically one of the best moments in video games for me, which was in the middle of this grand big plot of conspiracies and people stealing kind of mutagens for the Witchers and all this sort of shit. There's one scene where Dandelion is organizing a house party and Geralt has to decide who he's taking on a date. And I think I romanced Shani rather than Triss in my first playthrough of The Witcher, which was good because that save transferred from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, and there is actually a special kind of like dialogue tree with Shani that references if you romanced her in Witcher 1, which was quite a nice little payoff to my Geralt. But I remember I made Shani jealous in The Witcher 1 because I hired the mistress of the local brothel to come with me as my date to this house party, which caused us to have a fight at this flat party, and the scene ended with Zoltan, Dandelion, and Geralt sitting outside a flat, as you have done in your 20s with your mates, after a night where some drama's kicked off at the nightclub or whatever, and you're all just sitting about, and then they're all going about, oh, women, blah, 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 and then Zoltan turns and just goes, how about we head to the brothel? I've got one question. Do they have dwarven women? Aye, they do. And they just fade to black, and I'm just like, so, maybe not the brothel, but so many nights out, you know, in my 20s, basically went that way. So I'm like, yeah. And I just love those kind of little human character moments. So
I only did petty jobs
that's
for
what
him
sold
mostly,
me on The
but
Witcher
this time, he made me steal that
way
car.
back then. So I'd love to see
Absolute Scotsman. Love it XD.
Yeah, I'd love to
When
see
I
that
said it was too
recreated.
hot, he slashed me with his knife.
Why were you hiding?
You saw those thugs. They were looking for me. They realized I tricked them.
Well, they're not
wanted
looking
the
anymore.
SUX 6000 from Ben's shop, but I didn't want to get him into trouble, so I stole a different one. I doubt anyone would have given a shit, but word on the street is that it belongs to the mayor's niece.
And
Any criminal matters should be reported to the police.
I know. I just thought I could
have my
figure this
paper.
out by myself. Ben was right from the start. I shouldn't have gone down this road.
Absolute Scotsman. You might be okay with the Space Wolf emblem on your shoulder.
Estimated location.
I would,
You are calling for
except
backup,
I'm
aren't you?
not a huge Space Wolf fan. I know
Calculation minimal.
that's like heresy to some folk. My personal, like, for Space Marines, Blood Angel / Dark Angel are my two favorite. Probably slightly more Dark Angel for the Deathwing. Blood Angel very much a close second. If we're talking Heretic, Astartes, probably Emperor's Children / then maybe Night Lords. So a lot of skulls and wing motifs that has a very Mitchell and Webb, are we the baddies type vibe to them. So also I love the all things to do with the Inquisition and the Ordo Malleus and the Death Watch and stuff. So I've got all the Warhammer RPGs there as well, and it was actually the Warhammer RPGs that got me into DMing before D&D. So particularly if you're looking for an alternative to D&D that's weirdly densely packed, like honestly, it is probably the system with the most books that I own has to be Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I have the entirety of the Enemy Within campaign that I was going to play with my Tuesday group. We played Fantasy Roleplay for over a year, and we still didn't get to the main plot. It's a bit like Morrowind or something like that back in the day, where it's like, yes, the main plot is that way, but we've got all this extra side stuff to do, and we just never got to the main plot. So I have to try and run another group of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and just go, no, we're mainlining the main plot. So have we found this car yet? Okay, there are footprints heading into the wall. Oh god. Right, that was another thing that happened at Halfwits. Drove me fucking insane as a DM. So, towards the end of the second filming date, they have to infiltrate a vault.
Absolute Scotsman. That's how it was with my current D&D campaign. Tons of side content like monster hunting.
I know, right? See, when the players just don't stick to the plot. So at Halfwits, they had to solve this labyrinth. And I used the Hero Quest board. And to represent the kind of hallways and stuff, I put down the Hero Quest token for, like, a wall. To say, right, can't go down that way, you have to go round or whatever. Honestly, they spend about 50 minutes debating how the fuck they go through this wall. To the point where Will's suggesting putting slippers of silence or something on the wall to go through, and I'm just like, go left, you fucking idiots! So yeah, you'll see me get very frustrated when it comes to that. Okay, so investigate the area, right? So there is clearly something to do with that wall there. Find a way in. Button, maybe? Can I... Am I being stupid? How do we get through the wall? Right. Can I pick something up? Oh, okay, I have night vision. That's a thing. Find a way in. Is it a rotating wall?
Cobalt Kitty. V and Johnny's relationship throughout the game and the chemistry is fantastic writing. One of my favorites being Johnny Silverhand.
Oh,
Rock
yeah.
legend, voice in V's head, and the fuck, Johnny, let me pretend I exist sometime.
Yeah. No, I really did like Keanu in Cyberpunk. They did a fantastic job with his kind of story arc. I've actually just finished watching Severance on Apple TV. Again, very good show if you get a chance. That's the one where the premise is you've got an innie and an outie, and your personality is severed, so that whenever you enter work, you literally become a different person, and when you leave work, you retain no memories of being at work, but the other side of that is your work self only knows your workplace. So you can imagine how that plays out. Oh shit. Okay, I don't think I have enough health for this. Okay, we're alright.
You mentioned Baldur's Gate 3 earlier. Have you played it yourself?
Yeah,
I'm addicted to it. I am on my 3rd playthrough right now.
Shit, oh wait. Sorry, 2 seconds while I try not to die, and then... Yes, where the fuck? There you go. Boom. Yes, I have played Baldur's Gate 3. Again, for me, one of the big things is... Because I'm dyslexic, I need decent voice acting. Which I have so many old school CRPGs I want to get into, including Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and because of the amount of reading, I've just not been able to get into them. Same with a lot of the kind of Pathfinder games and that. I did brute force my way through the Warhammer CRPG, Rogue Trader, which was quite good. But yeah, I have played Baldur's Gate. I played as my... the character I played in World of Warcraft, which was my Night Elf Druid slash, I suppose, Drow Druid in Baldur's Gate. Who did I romance? I think I ended up with Shadow Song as default, although I was aiming for Karlach, because let's face it, Karlach's where it's at. Muscle Mummy. Although I ended up saving Karlach in the end by turning her into an Illithid. So she became, she gave in. So she didn't die. She just was no longer demonic Muscle Mummy. That's another thing. I was literally just looking at that book before I came on stream. I've got the Descent into Avernus campaign there. And apparently it's kind of a pseudo prequel to Baldur's Gate 3, as in the refugees that you meet at the beginning of the game are the ones fleeing the Descent into Avernus campaign and like the Hellfire War and shit. So that's on my list of campaigns to play through. Eat this, scumbag. Right, I'm thinking I'm going to need to invest into lockpicking here. Right, vitality level 2. Can I level up? Do I have enough skills to level up? Okay. I don't have enough for a second. skill point. Ow. Alright, no, it's still need to get back up there. But yeah, CRPG wise, want to. The other one I've been trying to get into is Pillars of Eternity. Because again, on paper, that's a game I should really like. But I think, again, the amount of reading and stuff in it. I'm hoping that Avowed helps me break into like that universe, being slightly more of a talky action RPG. I know Baldur's Gate 3 has infuriated a lot of DMs that because obviously they changed a lot of the rules and how the rules work, and you've got a lot of people coming in to D&D now going, but that's not how it is in Baldur's Gate, or are we using Baldur's Gate rules? Like things like talk with animals not lasting for 10 minutes, but yeah, being until the next long rest and shit like that. So personally, I'm one of the DMs.
Absolute Scotsman. Recently they added a new ending to Karlik's story that lets her live without being turned into a mind flayer.
Ooh.
When patch 8 comes out, I'm gonna go for that ending. Karlik is best.
Yes, yeah, that might be worth another playthrough. I want to do the Dark Urge one. I think that might be quite cool. So that I'll be saving that for another playthrough, definitely. So yeah, I forgot what I was saying earlier. Never mind. It'll come back to me.
I can't believe.
Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate rules and stuff.
Do you think
I'm much more of a vibes-based DM. I'm sure you see that in Halfwits, where I'm just like, if it just helps the story and people are having fun, I really don't. The rules are guidelines to me.
A helping hand right now. Otherwise, I'm back in juvie.
Proceeding to secure the perimeter. Keys are in the ignition.
Thank you so much. I promise I won't mess this up.
You served a public trust, okay? I think that was a good option. Hey, there we go. Right. Okay, I want to do the other side objective just quickly. Time to repent. Yeah, I think we have time for this. I've been trying. I've got it on Switch, and I've been trying to get back into, because I never finished it as a teenager. Neverwinter Nights, the original, and the various, because that was my first real D&D experience, because it was on the back of Neverwinter Nights. I think I went to Toys R Us and I bought the Dungeons and Dragons, basically dungeon crawler game that was like 6 to 12 ages. Then I realised, oh wait, that's not Dungeons and Dragons, it's these 3 books. So my mum bought me the 3.5 rulebook set, and they're still on my shelf, they're still back there. They were the first RPG books I owned. But I do have a soft spot for D&D 3.5. Oh, right, are you? And, oh, right, okay, so, this. Ah, that's why we can enter this building. Okay, I was like, why is it letting me randomly enter here? Okay.
Apartment 21.
21, okay.
Man, my hands are sweaty.
13.
Are you going into a drug-related withdrawal? Do you require medical assistance?
I have an inbuilt defibrillator.
No, I'm just nervous. We have a complicated relationship. She's good at reading people, and I'm the type of person that doesn't like to be read.
Absolute Scotsman. My current D&D character is a barbarian who is half silver dragon, and my DM had to make it so I can cast spells while raging to account for that, since my homebrew race can sum spells.
Ah, that's awesome. Again, I'm the forever DM. That's the main reason I got into DMing, was quite literally I was like, yeah, I don't know any other DMs. So if I want to play it, I need to put on the game. Although, in case you were wondering, Yindy the cat, he's ancestral monk, so very much like JoJo Bizarre's Adventure. I like to think he's actually level 20 and has this sort of like the kind of cat persona that he has is just like the shell avatar, but actually in the spirit world, because again, Yindy pops up as like the DM insert character in most of my home games, and one of my characters died. She got, I think she managed to receive, she was only level 2, and she got like insta-gibbed by a gelatinous cube in the Sunday campaign. So rather than let her die, because she was a new player and I didn't want her and she hadn't really optimized her character sheet that well, so I basically had this whole scene where Yindi appeared in the astral form and just went, oh no, your chakras are all out of alignment, let me in, just did kind of astral chiropractic on her and let her basically respec her character so that it was a little bit more effective. I went, there you go, now this is the one time I can intervene, and then kicked her back and brought her back to life. So yeah, Yindi is an astral monk, and also being Tabaxi, I think when spec'd out, I think at level 6 he has a top speed of like 50 miles an hour. He is a speedster because Tabaxi monks are fucking broken. I did as a theory craft build a dragonborn, a time dragon, so not silver dragon, a time dragon paladin, which was an NPC again for one of my home kind of campaigns, and I like the fact that it was kind of a little bit like Cable in X-Men. He would randomly show up, but maybe going through the adventure backwards, encountering the party. So the first time they meet him is the last time he meets them, and vice versa.
Robocop, are you here about Mike?
Yes, I am sorry to hear about your husband.
So if I was to do season 2 of Halfwits with the current set of characters and continuing on from the current story.
No. This junkie is not coming inside. What else are you gonna steal?
Season 1 takes place very much in the city of Kanor. I want to do a pirate-themed one at one point.
Stand him.
So I was going to move
sure
it
he has
to
something to do with
the
Mike
Ruby
being
Sea and basically do a modded version of Spelljammers where they all get their ships and stuff. So that could be quite cool.
We are still looking.
And then if I was to go full on season 3, should that happen, and should that happen with those characters,
I've already reported
I'd probably
what
do
I know, but if
Planescape
you
Torment.
have any more questions, shoot.
Because there's an interesting mechanic in that one where if the characters die, they glitch and come back as a kind of variant multiverse version of themselves. And I think that would be kind of a good send-off. So what would Will look like if he stayed at the Arcane University? What would Steve look like if he was the barbarian, for example? Or and Billy was the bard, and I think you could have fun with it that way. So that was my kind of loose plan of how I would escalate Halfwits in season 2 and 3. Should we get that far? So
I heard that he was looking into reports of bodies going missing.
An old lady approached him at the precinct and told him a sob story about how she couldn't afford to bury her husband. Can you believe
Absolute Scotsman.
Anyway, when
that
she
sounds
finally
chaotic in the
collected
best
enough
way.
money and went back to the
yeah,
morgue,
I have so many plans to bring John's character back as well. So he's playing a changeling necromancer. And yeah, he's just.
I remember him telling me
he's his own
leaving
brand
his
of chaos, frankly.
that's where the leads were taking him. I tried to convince him not to go. It seemed dangerous, but he felt sorry for that old lady. He went against his own rules and me. He left angry because we'd been arguing.
Do you remember the exact location?
He never told me. But maybe it's in his files.
Okay,
Why do you think that Pickles is involved in your husband's disappearance?
I've totally missed something. Who the fuck is Pickles? Is that the other guy?
Sometimes too good for his own sake. He believes in second chances, even if someone doesn't deserve them.
Like Pickles.
That unappreciative asshole constantly gets himself into trouble. I mean, who's always there to get him out? You guessed it. Salt of the earth, Mike. Pickles has a bad influence on my husband.
I think I have everything I need for now.
Knowing you're on the case makes me a little less anxious, Robocop. Now I just need to break it down for our son.
He does not know.
Am I right in thinking, was there like a kid's 90s cartoon of Robocop? I have a vague memory of this.
You maybe tell him to come home? It's getting late, and the streets aren't safe these
Complete
days.
with POVs at the
He
end
normally
of Don't Do
dawdles,
Drugs,
but
kids.
Having you tell him should...
Absolute
Fire in
Scotsman.
his britches.
My next D&D character I have lined up is a Drow Bard, Rouge multiclass, who was kidnapped by a vampire lord and turned into a werewolf and plans to use his Nufa for revenge.
Wait, so the vampire lord turned him into a lichen? Alright, okay, so I think there's some... He's a little bit confused in terms of his identity there. That could be cool. So yeah, again, I'm a huge Legacy of Kain fan, and
We are not done.
as
We're not.
I don't think I could do this as something as Halfwits. It would have to be a different project if I was to record it. Also, you gotta be careful with copyright and stuff like that. But I really wanted to retell or do my own version of the Legacy of Kain saga, but told through Vampire the Masquerade, because I just finished playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for the first time, got really into the lore, and was like, right, I really want to use the clans of the established VTM lore as a substitute for the Kain clans, and I can totally write the story, and I can have it over 3 different time settings, one where it's like Renaissance in the past, one that's like modern day, and one that's really kind of cyberpunk future, and blah blah blah. I made the mistake of trying to recruit on the public VTM Facebook group. Wow, that they are protective of their lore, so to speak. I quickly regretted that. That's a game that I would definitely need to either do with a kind of private home group or vetted players. However, I have kickstarted, and I do have the new Legacy of Kain RPG coming out, so hopefully I can do something with that maybe. So, but failing that, I mean, you could always use 5e D&D. I've got the Ravenloft source book there with Dampier's. It's not the same, but it's practical enough if you want to reskin something and just use the D&D as your game engine.
We must get to the basketball court.
That's just around the corner. Are we playing? What's that got to do with time? Is it like time to kick my ass?
We are going to remind
Absolute
Gail's
Scotsman.
son that
The idea is that the vampire lord killed his family and had him turned into a werewolf to be a mind-broken attack dog.
there's a
He
mechanic.
escaped and is now dealing with his lycanthropy.
we all have to obey
That
the
could be
rules
cool.
of the games we play. Unsportsmanlike conduct makes all
I've got
players look bad.
Werewolf the Apocalypse there as well.
Fool. That was a technical
Not
foul.
had a chance to break
I didn't
into
know
that
he
as a
was so
system,
delicate.
but
What do you
I just
need?
remember coming across werewolves
for a
in
kid.
Vampire and
His
going,
name's
holy shit,
playing
werewolves are
earlier.
fucking scary in that game.
Why? Is it past his bedtime?
It is.
Yeah, I saw a couple of kids drawing with chalk they found lying around that crime scene over there.
Thank you for the information.
Congrats, guys.
It must be so
You
frustrating
just
if you
became
get like
police
infected by a
informants. It has its
lycanthropy,
perks.
except it's
You'll
not a
love it.
werewolf you turn into. It's something like a were-rat,
I see a couple of drawings over there.
a were-shrew.
This was drawn not long ago.
Ah, there's more over there. Oh man, are we really jailed?
Okay, I'm guessing that we're about to walk into kind of a shooting match. You have to come over here first? Yeah.
Absolute Scotsman. We are using Poitiers hats lycanthropy rules.
Ah, right, fair enough. Again, they were cheesy back in the day, but I quite liked the whole underworld dynamic of the vampires versus the werewolves.
Shoe print, size 7.
That's gotta be his.
Oh, there we go. I have detective vision.
They threw out the chalk here.
Must have found
Yeah, I ain't squeezing through that. Get out of the way.
What the fuck?
That was close.
We'd better hurry.
Alexa, stop. Just reminded me to take my meds. We'll finish this up and then
Come on, end him.
might need to pop off to bed.
He's laughing at you.
Hey, what the hell's going on over there? Yo! Daniel!
Oh no, it's the cops. I don't want to go to jail for this shit.
Don't run. I can't keep up.
You're in so much trouble, kid.
No, it's not.
Whoa!
That was
What the
almost
hell?
an unwanted lip
You're
piercing.
lucky that Tin Man here doesn't have a real heart. You'd have a hole in it right about now.
Sorry, sir.
You will be once your dad hears about this.
My dad's missing. So
Absolute
he can't tell me
Scotsman.
nothing. My mom
Although
said
it
that
will
his
be
dad was
interesting,
fine,
one of my
but I
friends
know
is a
it's
Harrigan Lycan blood hunter who turns into a Wallace and Gromit style rabbit.
always been a stickler for following
That could be
rules.
quite good. Yeah, no, I like that idea.
I guess that's why he's missing. Cops can't shoot without giving a warning, and someone got the drop on him. But
Yeah,
that's
Blood
not
Hunter
gonna
is another
happen.
class that I
I'm
want
going
to
be the
play.
one
I've
that
never had the
shoots first.
opportunity to.
That's why my friends say.
Again,
Friends
comes
are
back from the
knuckleheads.
love of The
If you
Witcher.
listen to them, you're a knucklehead too.
Another great D&D YouTuber I could definitely recommend if you don't already follow them is Pointy Hat, because he does a lot of stuff where he also reworks a lot of D&D things and gives his own versions of them. So I've nicked his Spelljammer rules because I think they would probably fix a lot of holes in the official system. But I just because he did Blood Hunter recently.
Cause he's a chump.
Because it's the right thing to do. It's not always easy to do the right thing. It takes strength.
And you think my dad has that kind of strength?
Are you kidding me? Your father has enough strength for the both of us. He even helped an ungrateful addict that he found in one of these buildings that smelled of rotting garbage. Half
So are you
dead,
gonna like rescue this kid's dad, or is that something for a
instead
later
of writing
level?
him off, your father opened his home to him because that's the right thing to do. That's strength. Don't you think there's someone else who could use that kind of support now?
Mom.
See, you already know what to do. You can start by...
Absolute Scotsman. I watch him daily at work. I mistyped before, but yeah, it's his Lycan rules
Yeah,
you're using.
yeah, cool.
No, it's your first offense.
He's another
So
a good
he'll
one that just
let you off with a
simplifies things down. Because I've had players in the past that, again, don't get me wrong, rules as written is fine, and especially if you're doing a pickup group, I think it's good for
Well, you told my mom
everyone's
about
working
the
from the
gun.
same hymn sheet.
No,
But
she doesn't
certainly,
like me already.
when I've DM'd professionally versus home games, I think without doubt all my home games
Thanks
are
for the help,
looser
Tin Man.
rules wise.
I'll talk to you later.
Because I've had folk get a little bit too rules lawyery from time to time.
Hey, partner. What's the status on the old slaughterhouse?
I had to take care of something. We can go there soon.
Sure thing. Pick me up at the station when you're done.
Okay, so, right, we'll get the cutscene for this at the beginning of the next level, and then, sadly, I might need to wrap up the stream there because I am working in, well, and the next town over tomorrow morning, so...
Absolute Scotsman. I also love Dungeon Dad's 5e conversions, and I
Yeah.
have so many encounters I want to make with his revamped monsters.
Yeah, they're good. They're good as well. The original inspiration of the show actually came from VLDL's NPC D&D. So, and Rob Hartley DM. So he was very much one of my kind of early influences of that's how I want to DM, and that was a deliberate choice with Halfwits as well.
At least I will not feel
To
bad
not
patching
try
this
and make a
part.
funny campaign, if that makes sense. Let the comedians
I was
bounce
thinking
off each
about
other
what
and do the
happened to
humor.
you at the TV station.
So I try and
Maybe
play
you
it straight,
shouldn't-
which I think
No
hopefully
need for
adds to it.
alarm.
Because
Becker's
as
chip
much as I
is
love
using
Yahtzee
it
and
to check.
Zero Punctuation, Fully Rambomatic,
You're
and
more than just
I've nicked
circuits,
the art
Sophie.
style of
Underneath all that
Adventure
metal,
is
you're
Nice.
still you.
I like Jack as a presenter, and I
Absolutely
like Jack on second wind. But I
And despite
sometimes
that
find
win,
that if
You carry on.
the players are
You've done more
funny
for this city
and
dead
the
than anyone
DM
has
tries to be
alive.
funny too,
That has to count
then
for
the
something.
whole thing becomes unserious and it's hard to get invested.
I'm gonna shut up.
Whereas with Rob, he plays it straight, and
Just take
therefore
this little
you
something
get
to
invested
remind you
in the
of what I just
world,
said.
and then
Open it the next
the
time
comedy
Becca
of the
gets
players
understood.
fucking everything up, I think, hits a lot better. So that was
Also,
my deliberate choice.
Don't forget you have a partner who's counting on you.
Cool. I think that's probably where I might need to save it. There. So yes, absolutely lovely chatting with you guys. And next time you see Steve, make sure to pass on my best to him. I'll need to message him as well, actually. So episode 11 of Halfwits went
Cobalt
live.
Kitty. Thank you.
Went live on YouTube today. So yes, fan art and everything is more than welcome and highly encouraged, and we'll get that up on all the social medias and stuff like that as well. And yeah, it's at the moment, I think the biggest thing to kind of help the channel is just get the word out in front of many people and other D&D groups as possible. And I think the more episodes that we
Cobalt
get out,
Kitty. It was nice meeting you.
Likewise.
Absolute Scotsman. Alrighty. Good night, man. I'ma watch latest episode.
Awesome, and keep in touch as well. And like I said, if you want a DMing session, I'm sure we could work something out. We'll wrangle Steve back in as Reginald, and I'm sure Billy would be up for it as well. So we could do something like that there. But yes, episode 11 out live. Episode 12 will be 2 weeks from now on YouTube, or next week on Patreon. And Yindy tips and tricks, 5 tips for players, is out next week. So with that, thank you ever so much, guys. Thank you for joining, and I will be streaming a little bit more over the holidays, I think, because I'm officially on holiday as of tomorrow for 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. But yes, anyway, enough rambling. I need to get to bed. Catch you all later. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Yindy out. Take care, guys.
Grab your gear, the quest in sight. Yindy's leading through the night. Fighting monsters, loot in sight. Roll the dice, it's game time tonight. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near. Spell no sword, we've got no fear. Party strong, the dice will roll. Yindy's world where we all control. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Dungeon Master stealing the show. Go Yindy, go Yindy, go, go, go. Epic quests and battles, let's go, go, go. The chest of dragons near. Spell no sword, we've got no fear. Party strong, the dice will roll. Yindy's world where we